Hello, Maverick traders. Welcome out to your market roundup for December 9th. Corey here with you. We always take a look at meaningful news. We're going to take a look at broad equity market, sector rotation, and then highlight our best bullish, neutral, and bearish ideas.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional stock and option traders. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
All right, so today was kind of interesting because we saw that exhaustion reversal. I did 2 market roundups last week, and I sort of hinted, well, it didn't really hint, I kind of hit this point pretty hard, that I anticipated that it was a little bit of an exhaustive type of signal. When you saw that flush to the upside or to the downside, expect a reversal off of that. And I'd say today was fulfillment of that. Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell all down, oil and gold up a bit, but I would call it exhaustion highs. Look at where the momentum has been. Palantir, Nvidia, Bitcoin, these were things that had big reversals off of the highs and down to the lows. At one point, Palantir was up 4% pre-market and then finished down, 10, 15%, whatever it ended up. So are we likely to see a little bit more selling? I think so. Advanced decline line about 56%, a little over half of stocks going down today, and the 50 period moving average staying stable at about 2/3 of stocks in an uptrend. But let's make sense of this together. So when we talked about this was what I suggested was the little exhaustion signal. It wasn't anything major, but basically I was looking for something of a profit-taking signal. Some sort of, hey, if they gap it higher, if it's a big expanded range candle, anything like that, I think it makes sense to take money off the table and position for a bit of a reversal. Nothing major, but a bit of a reversal, because again, I just don't think there's a lot of reason to really ram this market higher. I don't think market participants want to take a ton of risk into year end. I don't think they want to buy more and more and more of things that they already have big profits in. They'd be more interested perhaps in selling those, but they want to delay the taxes until next year. So anyway, make a long story short, I was looking for a bit of an exhaustion signal, and notice nothing too major, but after you've been up a lot, if you get a gap up in the air, I felt like that was kind of a profit-taking opportunity. And now we're seeing a reversal, and I'd expect this to sink in a little. Nothing too big, but I don't think that this rally really makes sense in terms of getting us too far extended into year end. I'd expect a little more selling, kind of push us back towards about that 6,000 level, maybe even a little bit lower than that temporarily, and then you'll probably get a bounce back from there. It's going to be a little choppy. It's going to be when you see strong upward momentum is almost the signal to take profits. And then if this thing starts to go to the downside and you see, after a little sell-off, if you see a big flush to the downside, I'd do the opposite. I'd kind of expect it to then bounce back up. So it's almost fading the bigger moves, the gaps, those sorts of things as they get a little bit extended. NASDAQ, same idea. Reversal off of the highs. I'd expect a little bit more back and fill. Come in and fill this gap, and probably even a little lower than that being the first target. Now, as you look at the areas of interest, like I said, there wasn't anything here that was catastrophic. There was nothing that, hey, the markets just fell apart. It's just general selling. The things that were up the most maybe got hit harder, Nvidia being an example of that. If we find Palantir in here, let me see if I can spot it. There it is, bright red. Okay, Palantir in the tech space. That thing is up massively year to date, so just a little profit taking. Certainly more red in the financial sector. Where was green? Well, healthcare was a little bit more on the green side with the exception of Eli Lilly. So for the week, Again, my weekly outlook is just a little bit more selling pressure. Nothing too significant, but expecting a bit more back and fill. Now, let's talk about ideas. We've got some bulls, we've got some bears, kind of a mixed bag of candidates. Let's start with the bullish ideas. Here's Snapchat, and Snap just has consolidated. It's not something that's way overextended or anything that way. And just kind of a stock specific story, I would look at it as a potential upside candidate on an upside breakout. So I'd want to see some momentum first, but if we start to break out of this cup and handle to the upside, I think it could really take off for a short term trade. Also on the bullish side, we've got Unity. I think this one was in our list last week. It should be still a potential bullish candidate. You can see the nice breakout. It's continued to go higher. If this consolidates, that'd be perfect. Give us a high base pattern, and then a whole new breakout can occur. On the bearish side, Comcast broke down sharply today, and it looked like if there was more day, there would have been more selling. So tomorrow you might get a little bit of price overlap, meaning the price might bounce temporarily, maybe up underneath 40 or so, but in all likelihood, we're going to go down further. 38, 37, 36, a few dollars lower seems likely over the next couple of weeks. And then Lyondell, LYB, again, just breaking down, downward pressure, downward momentum. Give a little consolidation here and play it for another further break and another extended move. So we've got momentum still. We've got some bulls, we've got some bears, but I personally would be expecting more overall profit taking in the general markets. If you're playing the SPX, I'd expect a little bit more weakness for a couple more days. We've got CPI coming out on Wednesday. We know the Fed is very, very aware of what inflation is doing in terms of making their decisions. And remember, next week will be the Fed's decision on whether they're going to cut rates or not. So this CPI report will be watched for that reason and others. Adobe, AutoZone, Costco, GameStop, Lennar, a home builder, mixed bag of different sectors being represented, but some companies to pay attention to there if you're looking at earnings plays. Thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great week ahead, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.